You read the title already, so we're getting straight to the program. Now, after the workouts, I've got 3 keys for making sure you get the most out of this program. And by the way, you can complete and track this routine by clicking the first link in the description down below. Let's get into it. Workout number 1, we're starting with the dumbbell bench press, 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps. Now you can do this flat or incline depending on which part of your chest you'd like to focus on. Either one is fine. You can decide. You're looking for a 45-degree angle between your torso and your upper arm. Don't flare your elbows out too much and let your elbows go just past your torso before pressing back upward. Once you have finished your set, you're gonna roll upwards, grab your next set of dumbbells, and we're gonna go into a dumbbell Romanian deadlift. So what you're looking to feel here is a stretch through your hamstrings. We're also doing 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps on this one. Look for that stretch in your hamstrings. Push your hips straight back. Keep your knees mostly extended. Do not hyperextend your knees. We don't want that. And feel that stretch on each rep. What you'll notice in this program is I like to design with efficiency in mind. So supersetting 2 exercises that are for different body parts so you can keep going and you won't fatigue overlapping muscles. The other thing is you can do each of these in a single space. So you don't have to walk across the gym to go get something else and lose a bunch of time. Next 2 exercises, we're starting with the lateral raise. Now, the lateral raise isn't my favorite exercise for the lateral deltoid, but I will use it in the interest of, again, efficiency. And you're a beginner, so I'm assuming, unlike me, you don't want to spend an hour and a half or 2 hours in the gym. So in the interest of efficiency, grab a couple of dumbbells, take them over to a calf raise machine, set the dumbbells up, and we're gonna do both of these exercises in the same space or station. So I'm using a seated leg press machine here. You can use a leg press machine. If you've got a dedicated calf raise machine, you can use that. If you're training from home, just use a regular old calf raise. Last 2 exercises, we've got the goblet squat, and we're gonna do 4 sets of this because the quads require a little bit more work than a lot of other body parts. And we are going to superset this with the single arm dumbbell row. So again, you can set both of these exercises up in the exact same station. Bring your dumbbell for your goblet squat over to a bench, bring your dumbbell for your row over to a bench, and we can do these back to back. Make sure you're hitting parallel depth on your squat, and on your row, make sure you're not bouncing back and forth. Those are the 2 key elements with those 2 individual exercises, I would say. Moving on to workout number 2. We're starting with the dumbbell reverse lunge. We're doing 6 to 10 reps each side. One key tip here is to keep your eyes forward. Try not to look down. Your body will follow your eyes. So if you look down, don't do what I'm doing here. Do as I say, not as I do. If you're looking down, your body will tip forward because again, your body's going to follow your eyes. So keep your eyes ahead, shoulder blades pulled back. Gently tap your knee on the floor. And then we're gonna go to a hamstring curl machine. Now I prefer seated. But if you don't have that, use a laying hamstring curl or just replace this with any other hamstring curl variation. We've got tons of them over on musclewiki.com. So we've hit the quads, glutes, and hamstrings with this first superset. Next, we've got the pec fly. Now you want a slight bend, very slight bend in your elbows. You don't want to hyperextend them, and you also don't want to bend your elbows so much that this turns into a straight up bench press. Make sure you keep your shoulder blades pulled back. That will help protect your shoulder joint. And you don't want to go all the way behind your body. After we complete that, we're going to hop up and we're going into the full lateral raise. Now, I prefer this one over the regular lateral raise because the range of motion is going to be a bit longer. Some people with shoulder issues can struggle with this, so you can replace this with another delt exercise. An overhead press might be a good option here. But we're going with this one for now. or at least I went with this one. Get the dumbbells all the way overhead. Let your shoulders rotate naturally while performing this exercise. And again, keep any momentum or bouncing out of it. And we've got a single exercise for our last one on day number 2, the pull down. So if you don't have a pull down machine, you can just go with another row variation. That's totally fine. If you do have a pull down, I would recommend that one or any other kind of vertical pull. Pull to your upper chest / collarbone area and lean back slightly. And then as you go into extension, lean forward and let that weight pull on your lats and get a good stretch. Key number 1 is frequency. So we've got a 2-day split where we are going to be doing full body workouts. You can do these as often as you'd like because the volume per workout is relatively low. For example, you could do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, or you could do these Monday through Saturday and take Sunday off, or you could not take days off at all. Just assess how you're feeling as you go. Overtraining is generally not an issue for most, especially for beginners. So whatever you feel comfortable with, but I would tell you the more often you go, the faster you're going to see results. Key number 2 is progressive overload. I've talked about progressive overload in at least 10 videos, and I'm going to keep talking about progressive overload because it's so important. Just make sure you are adding weight slowly and incrementally over time. If you want to keep the weight the same, you will stop growing. Or if you do keep the weight the same, you will stop growing. So use the rep ranges to know when it's time to progress. Use your first set as a benchmark set, a test for whether or not you got stronger. If you are able to do the top end of the rep range, increase the weight in the following workout. If you are able to do more reps than the top of the rep range, then increase the weight on the following set. If you do fewer reps than you did the previous week, you've got 2 options. Lower the weight by 40 to 60% and do 2 to 5 quick explosive reps. This will let you still stimulate the muscle while not adding any additional fatigue. Or you could just not do any more sets after the first set at all. The main purpose of this is to not dig yourself into a larger hole. If you're already fatigued, you don't want to make it worse. And key number 3 is training to near failure. Now, what does near failure mean? A simple definition would be finishing a set with between 1 to 3 reps in the tank. And we know from the literature that training to near failure spurs as much muscle growth as going all the way to failure. But going to total failure induces much more fatigue, so near failure is the way to go. The problem for beginners with this is knowing when you've hit near failure. Now, I'd say pay attention to the speed of your reps and pay attention to how much you're struggling to complete a rep. Obviously, your first few reps on a set won't be much of a struggle. And once you start getting into a big struggle and the speed of each rep starts to slow down, you are nearing muscular failure. Now, you are going to have to experiment a bit with this to find out kind of where that line is. That's it for today's video, folks. I'm Coach Ty. Happy New Year, folks. Sorry I was away for as long as I was. Took some time with my folks back in Texas. But I'm back. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Watch another video. Look us up on iOS and Android. Muscle Wiki, one word. I'm Coach Ty with Muscle Wiki, and I will see you with the next one. Deuces.